What is good, yo? I'm your host, Red Pandy, and here's the third episode of the MQ podcast. Today we've got some lies that, honestly, are just surprising and saddening. So if you're full of beans on this episode, like, subscribe, share, and buckle up, because we are about to go on a wild ride. Today I went for a swim, and that reminded me of an extremely common myth. Swimming after having something to eat isn't actually dangerous at all. People think that the amount of blood needed to digest food would divert it away from your limbs, causing you to drown. This myth actually came from the Boy Scouts handbook, as they said that if you drowned from this, it would be your fault. But you can't, because it doesn't matter. The amount of blood needed to digest the food is nothing compared to the amount of blood you need, so it wouldn't affect anything. Now, let's go to the French Revolution. The bane of every history class. A bunch of spoiled royalty, the upper class showing dominance over the peasantry, and on top of it all, King Louis XVI and the Queen Marie Antoinette, who infamously once said, "Let them eat cake." Or did she? This quote-unquote quote from the 18th century queen was actually attributed to King Louis XIV's Spanish wife, who stated that the French people could eat the crust of the pâté. On the contrary to Marie's mythical status as a snarky rich woman, Marie Antoinette was actually quite charitable, and it is unfortunate that she got the label instead of her predecessors. Speaking of Spain, did you know that bulls don't actually get angry at the red cloth? In fact, they are red-green colorblind, so the metaphor of someone seeing red is actually a lie. The movement of the muleta cape taunts the bull and creates a rage that the Spanish crowds love. Once the bull is riled up enough, the matador will use a larger cape and make the bull go rush. Even with this, the bull doesn't get angry as easily as it gets annoyed. And continuing the European trend, we've got a German-based myth. Einstein's early school grades are said to be bad, but needless to say, this genius physicist was actually amazing at math. This myth has been perpetuated in quite a lot of places, but people use it to encourage school children to work harder and keep their heads up after a bad result. I think it's a good message, but a bad way of saying it. Now let's go east to Nepal. Many people think that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain, but this is actually untrue. There are 3 categories regarding mountains, but Everest only wins one. The first is base to peak height, and this one is won by Mauna Kea in Hawaii, which is over 10 kilometers from top to bottom. The second one is the one that Everest can have for itself. It's the distance from the average surface level of ocean, reaching approximately 8.85, which gives Everest an impressive view. The third category is the distance from the center of the Earth. Mount Chimborazo's top is an impressive 2 kilometers further from the center of Earth, thanks to Earth's shape. And finally, we've got the bonus fact. Did you know that E is the most common letter in literature and words? T is second, and A is third. That is so interesting.
A.
Thanks for watching. Once again, feedback is appreciated, and I hope you guys have a nice day. See ya!